Yo, yo, yo. What up, my peoples? What's going on? Happy flippin' Saturday. Happy Saturday. It's the weekend, baby. We got video gaming news for December 30th, which is about to pop off in just a moment. And then we got day 32, I think it is. Is that correct? Day 32, man, of BG3. Trucking along in some BG3. We got some cool screenshots at the end of the day. You know, we slaughtered a bunch of people. It's been a fun Evil playthrough. We're having a lot of fun, myself and our buddy. My name is Pinky. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Hope that, again, the holidays have been nice and cozy and relaxing and enjoyable for everybody so far. And I know we got New Year's coming up, so if you're celebrating New Year's, then, you know, just stay safe out there. People tend to get a little bit crazy and you know, party a bit. Nothing wrong with partying. Just be safe. Cool, be safe. So let's go ahead and do what we do, man. Let's dive in here and let's get into video gaming news for today. Cool? Let's go. Let's do it. All right, man. One of the things I'm going to hit on this morning is going to be the Fanatical sale and the Green Man Gaming sale for PC. I haven't really touched on those yet, so I'm going to pop those up. And we'll see what they have there for everybody to take a look at, where you might be able to get some good sales still on some PC games. I've been talking about it a lot. There's still a lot of sales going on right now for both all platforms, really, all console, PC, all PC platforms, storefronts, you name it. You can still get some pretty good sales. What up, Soup? What are you doing, man? What's up? You're such a trip, dude. Oh my god. So I don't know, man, if you've been on the fence about wanting to get into some new software, some new games, maybe even some peripherals or hardware, it's still a decent time to get your hands on some of that stuff at a decent price. You just got to look around. A lot of the specific storefronts for different platforms too, like Microsoft storefront, PlayStation Shop, Nintendo's eShop, all those, they've got a ton of sales going on for software. Same thing for PC, you know, Epic Games, Steam, GOG, Green Man Gaming, Fanatical, which will give you keys for either Epic or Steam, you know, as well as all the other ones that are out there. So just if you're in the market, you're trying to get some new games to play, it's not a bad time to look into it, okay? But we'll touch on it a little bit more here in a bit, okay? Get out of here. All right. See what we got. Yeah, look at this mashup, dude. That's the flipping dog from that's Scratch, dude, from BG3. This is GTA 6 with Mario. Who's that, dude? Who is that? And this is The Last of Us. I'm fairly certain. This is a weird mashup, dude. Yeah. How you feeling today, Soup? How you feeling? I know you weren't feeling great yesterday. What's going on? Love to hear it, friendo. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. I'm sure we'll see plenty more GTA in the news this morning. Don't you fret. Don't you worry, my friend. Yeah. Let's see 8 underappreciated games of 2023 that we think deserve way more players. Let's take a look at this as well. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, you got that new PS5, huh? You're ready to rock for some PlayStation stuff, yeah? No, give me a break, dude. Let's go to another song. How about it? Wasn't feeling that one right now. I don't know why. We talked about the slower gaming chips. They're about 10% slower. These 40 or 4000 series graphics cards or chips that are being exported over to China. It has to do with AI capabilities. They're trying to throttle China's ability to use AI, basically. Oh, excuse me. Good night. Dude, that cropped up on me real quick. I didn't even have time to flip and mute myself. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Whew, that felt good, though. Oh. Okay, let's go back to this. So, I don't know. We'll see what this means if it continues this way. If you know, it's because of the U.S.'s restrictions on certain technology being sold to certain other countries, you know. So, we'll see how that moves forward. Look, we've talked about the entirety of, like, the reason I'm talking about this, I'm going to talk about this right now, is because of this title. GTA 6 Physical Edition should continue this tradition by Rockstar Games. Let's just pull up and see what it has to say. Let's see what it has to say. We'll do this for Soup. Soup, there you go. There's your GTA 6 article for the day, okay? Hopefully that'll tide you over till tomorrow, Soup. We'll take a dive in there. Man. Oh, wait. New Banjo-Kazooie game is coming, Insider claims. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah, dude, that's probably New Hampshire. Yeah, New Hampshire. So a lot of what we'll get, so the reason I just glance over and skim over a lot of those kinds of articles is because it's not talking about video games. It's talking about actual casino type gaming. There's a lot of it in the US. And it's just, so basically whenever I go gaming news, because we do two different searches every day, right? Gaming news, and every time we start off with gaming news, we get crap like this. And it has to do with legitimate, organized, legalized, casino-styled gambling. And the legalities are different from state to state. And you'll see a lot of different states pop up that have it legalized in the US, and you know, news about it and stuff. There are even video game companies like Konami. Dude, Konami actually they are developers of a lot of gambling machines. If you didn't know it, they don't just do video games, man. A state is a country? No. So like if you're being for reals, let me you know. Yeah, it's like so if you look at I'll show you, like, so this is going to be the United States, right? This is the US, and These are most of the states of the United States. We also have some like territories that fall under us, like Guam and like Puerto Rico and stuff like that. But these are the main states that fall under our country, right? So all of this is the United States as a country. But then within the United States, hence the name United States, it's divided into basically territories, right? Like areas, like you said, territories or areas that kind of on a lower level govern themselves underneath the entire country's government, right? Yeah. So basically that's what all of these are. So all of these are dedicated areas that kind of govern themselves on a territorial basis, right, within the country. So it's kind of like a delegating process. There's still weird stuff that has to do with like the overall government of the US can basically override anything, you know what I mean, because it's a higher level of hierarchy of power and stuff. But this is the way it goes. So that's, if people are not familiar with the because the United States as a country is very, very large, right? It's a very large area. It's been divided into all of these states to kind of do that kind of thing, right? So if you're not aware, that's how this works. And each state has its own name, right? So kind of like you would see maybe a continent have, you know, like you look at most continents and they're broken down into country areas. That's like basically a micro level for the country of the US being broken down into state areas or state territories, right? So that's what you're working with here. If you need to see this, I'll link it for you. There you go. But each individual state has their own like laws and everything, basically, right? They've got state level government, and they determine whether or not they're going to have gambling or they're going to, you know, all those kinds of laws, and as long as the government, overarching government, allows it. And so that's why we'll get things like this show up here in the US for gaming news, and it'll be different for different states within the US. But again, if you go back, like a company like Konami, who is well known for games like Silent Hill, Castlevania, the Solid Snake stuff, you know what I mean? Flipping, brain farting right now. All that stuff, right? They're very, very famous, very iconic, long-running developer. Dude, they are huge into developing electronic gambling machines. They're massive in it. They create a ton of them, because gambling anymore is not just like, yo, I'm throwing some dice or I'm pulling a flipping, you know, a lever or anything. It's very video game like. It's very digital, you know, quite often. You're using touch screens, you're playing all kinds of different wild games, and Konami's gotten very big in it. So sometimes you'll see these gambling articles that actually have to do with companies like Konami that originally started in video games and still have a big presence in video games, you know? So I don't touch on these because it's not video gaming news, right? And you'll see, like, whenever I switch over and do my video gaming news search, we don't get as much of the Gamba stuff in here. That's why I do two different searches, make sure that we're getting a nice plethora of articles and stuff, make sure we're not missing too much, things like that. And sometimes I'll even like take out sports stuff, like I'll do like minus, like on my video gaming news stuff, I'll take out like minus NBA, which is the pro basketball in the US, minus NHL, pro hockey, minus MLB, which is pro baseball, stuff like that. So we're not getting like sports stuff in here too, you know? Yeah. Well, that's an easy way to exclude them, right? Well, that's what I just said, Soup. I do a video gaming news search every single day after I do gaming news. Right. So if you haven't noticed, every single day I go through about 3 pages of gaming news, and then I'll go type in video gaming news, and I'll do about 3 pages of search under video gaming news as well. That's exactly what I was just talking about. I do it every day. So we got like 2 pages left of this. Then I'll go do video gaming news search. I'll remove some of the sports stuff, and we'll do 3 pages of searching through articles that way as well. We've got a lot of the video game releasing stuff coming up. We're going to be touching on this in like a couple of days. Because the 1st of January, the stream will be down again, if you guys aren't aware. Stream will be down for the day of the 1st of January. But when I get back on the 2nd, we're going to take probably a couple of days to make our new 2024 schedule. I've got a lot of them up already. I've got Games Radar. I've got, who is this? Game Rant. There are a bunch more out there. I'm going to be grabbing a ton of them. IGN has, basically every outlet has a list right now, but we don't need a list from every single outlet. We just need good ones, because this is, thanks buddy. Don't tell me what to do. So like that's the schedule we made for last year. Whenever I get back from the day off on the 1st.
Now that we're friends again, is it okay if I pet you?
Oh my god. Thanks, dude. This dude. When the longing though.
Manimus Pinky just resubscribed for 23 months.
Thanks.
When
I always appreciate input and stuff. Thanks, Soup. Yeah, I'll pull it up. We'll take a look at it real quick today at the end of the at the end. What up, dog? Yo. Holy crappers, dude. We're about to hit 2 years, bruh. Oh yeah, Soup. Yeah. Well, maybe spend some money right now while the games are cheap. I mean, you're probably talking about new releases that are coming and everything, though. I know. I've got some that are on my radar too, dude. I know it. It's brutal, dude. I know. Yeah. January to March. Yeah. I think especially around like March to April time frame. That's usually when releases start picking back up for every year. Because here's the thing. Really, it's like March. March, you'll see a lot of it. Like into February through March. Because if you're not aware, the fiscal year for gaming, meaning like the way they count their numbers, profits, all that kind of stuff, doesn't run on a normal calendar year. It doesn't run from January 1st through December 31st, right? The fiscal year for the gaming industry runs on an April 1st through March 31st time frame. So normally what you'll see is there'll be a lot of companies that try to get their numbers up to par for what they were kind of predicting for the year. They have big releases that'll hit in like the end of February through March because they need to boost their numbers up for their end of the year financial like sheets and reporting and stuff like that. So that's why you'll see a lot of games start getting big releases come like through like February, end of February through March and everything. Yeah, it makes sense when you know that. Pinky, thanks, brother. What's up, man? How's your day going, dude? Ready for some BG3, bro? And yo, Soup, thanks again, dude. I'll take a look at the this one. I'll probably bookmark it. That way we'll have it for whenever we do our schedule coming up in a few days, okay? I like Polygon. Yeah. They've got usually some pretty good articles and stuff. Cleaning the house, bro. I forgot to even look at that yesterday. I'll have to look at it today. Imagine if you took a 1-year break and returned in 2025. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Because I can tell you what, if I took a break for that long and I came back in 2025, that still wouldn't be the game I would be playing. I know what you're talking about. That still wouldn't be the game I'd be playing. Oh man, you're a trip. Yeah, I mean it should. RDR2 is a banger of a game. I haven't even actually played it yet. We're gonna put it on the schedule this year. There's another good article for us to look at for 24 most anticipated games of the coming year. I've got bookmarks already. I'm gonna be making more this morning for us to start our schedule for this coming year. Wait, what? About his thoughts on RDR3. Hold on. This isn't. Yeah, rumors of a potential RDR3 yet to be officially confirmed. This is just speculation. Let me just, I'll talk about, oh, that was Gaming Bible too. I should have known better. I didn't look about that. That's like exactly what I was about to touch on, Soup. Like, if GTA 6 has not been released yet, and let's be fair, even after it's released, Rockstar doesn't care about anything else. Not really. So, for anybody that's, I mean, this is my own, for everything that I've seen from Rockstar over the past half decade, and what I know this company to be and what I know them to care about, I think especially the fact that we know that GTA 6 isn't releasing till 2025, they're not going to be pushing any kind of project in any significant manner anyways for RDR3. And let's understand this as well. After GTA 6 releases, they're still going to have a massive part of their development team working on additional content for GTA 6. They won't be focused on something like RDR3, I don't think. I don't think people should be holding their breath for RDR3 right now. Oh yeah, for sure, Soup. Yeah, I think it'll be something similar to like GTA 5, you know? Yeah, I think that they are definitely building the game to be a game as a service, a very long-running, long-standing game that will be very profitable for them for a good number of years. Yeah. But I don't think anybody should be holding their breath for RDR3. As much as so many people want it, I wouldn't hold your breath. Game Pass reveals how much money subscribers saved in 2023. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah, we already talked about that too. Yeah, they are, and there's no reason not to. There's no reason for them not to, other than trying to get people to double dip. Yeah, give me a break, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's no reason other than the fact that they want to make people double dip. They want to make people buy on console first, and then if people also want to play it on PC, they want to make people buy the game again. That's what they want to do. Because you know they're not going to go, oh, well, if you already own it on one platform, then you can own it on another platform. Dude, no way. That's asinine, right? That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Not to them, because that doesn't make them more money. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's keep pushing here. One more page of this, and then we'll look at our other search. Whoa. Yeah, dude, the restrictions that China's been pushing to. Yo, by the way, we already had a random mode this morning for you guys that haven't seen it yet. You're looking for Ripperonis and Get Camped. Either one of those. Get your random modes in. Dude, it popped off really early this morning. There you go. Nice, Pinky. Yoo-hoo! Dude, it like popped off as soon as I started the stream up. Dude, random mode was ready to rock, dude. Yeah, there's we've talked a lot about this already. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna dive into this really, but it's gonna be wild to see how companies like Tencent and NetEase are able to move forward through how much regulation is being imposed by China's government. It's already taken a big toll, and the recent stuff from about a week ago, dude, it destroyed their stock, man. Is that what it is? That's what it is, dog. You're a trip, bro. Oh, god dang. Yo, I actually, 120 frames per second is gaming's future and something PS5 Pro needs to deliver. I agree. Here's what's funny. There's already, I talked about this the other day, actually. I talked about this. I'm not going to dive in here, but I want to talk about this real quick. What's funny about this is we touched on, yeah, I know, dude. I know. I have a big issue with, at the very least, not giving consumers the option of what they prefer to have, right? Because our technology is so advanced now that for most titles, you should be able to go, if you want a high graphical fidelity, a high resolution, and you're okay with a lower frame count, we can do that, So if you want 4K res, and you want all these additional effects turned on, like blooming and ray tracing and stuff, then 30 frames, right? And then for people that are much more worried about frames and the smoothness of gameplay, and let's be fair, there are a lot of genres of games that benefit more from frames than you're going to get out of just the game looking pretty, right? You should also have the option to pull the resolution down, increase the frames, turn off things like blooming and stuff like that. It should be, that's the thing that we deserve to have as consumers. We deserve to have options, okay? So everybody's a bit different in the way they like to play their games. There are, again, like I said, there are a lot of genres that I think most people like to play differently. If I'm playing an FPS, give me the frames. I don't give a crap about what it looks like. Give me the frames. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm playing in a multiplayer scenario, competitive multiplayer scenario. Give me the frames, dude. And I think this is the thing that's crazy. We read an article the other day where somebody had basically created mods for the PS5, but you had to hack. You had to basically hack and jailbreak the PS5 to do it. But it gave basically everybody the ability to run all these older PS4 games and stuff on the PS5 at 120 frames. And I'm like, why is PlayStation not doing this? You know, this is the kind of crap we see all the time where modders and community, the gaming community is taking care of us instead of the companies taking care of us. How has PlayStation not done that for people? Why are we sitting here having to rely on people that are not getting compensation for doing those kinds of things? And look, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're doing the Lord's work for us in the gaming industry. You know, the modders constantly, dude, are saving us. You know, performance, things like that, improving gameplay, quality of life in games, things. But why is PlayStation not done this? And that's what I was getting at the other day when I read that article. That's insane that they're not doing this. It's a modder in the community of enthusiasts that took the reins up and was like, well, hey, if PlayStation's not going to do it, I'll give everybody a way to get this done, you know? It's really gross to see it all the time. Yeah, well, I don't know that console. So let me address what you said. I don't know that console users don't want too many options. Here's what I think the problem is. I think that a lot of console gamers that are strictly console gamers that aren't also like PC gamers, right? But console gamers that have traditionally never played on anything else besides console just don't know any better. I think that they're kind of ignorant to the fact of, and I'm not saying dumb, they're just not educated. They don't understand. They haven't experienced what a higher frame rate can do for you in different genres of games, and how it can be a much more enjoyable experience over the graphical fidelity of a game, right? Because consoles not traditionally given people options, and they've traditionally held people at a pretty low frame rate, right? So, I don't think it's that console users don't want too many options. I think it's that they're just too used to not having options and they don't know any better. They're ignorant about it. At least in large part. It's maybe not always the case, but I think that's a big part of it. A lot of us PC gamers, you know what I mean? We have been used to having options for a long time. So I can tell you, for me, it's so blatantly obvious whenever I get a game that comes out on multi-platform. Like Hogwarts Legacy was one, yeah, from earlier this year. Hogwarts Legacy was terrible. I could tell right away that it was developed for console and ported to PC. It was horrendously optimized for PC. It was not optimized for PC, actually, almost at all. It was just made for console, and they ported it over to PC without optimizing it for PC at all. You could tell in many of the menus. You could tell in the options they were giving you for settings. All kinds of stuff. It was brutal. But I think that it's anybody that's played on PC for very long can actually tell a huge difference between companies that know what they're doing for optimizing for both console and PC, and the ones that don't. You know what I mean? It's pretty obvious. But console needs to be better. It's flipping 2024, basically. We've still got games that are coming out on console consistently being locked at 30 frames. And these are not low-powered consoles, dude. You know? And it's like, I get it. There are an amount of gamers out there, a chunk of gamers, that enjoy, first and foremost, before anything else, they want a beautiful graphical experience. I respect it. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be providing people options when you absolutely can. This is, in my opinion, just a big lack of effort on developers on the console side of gaming nowadays. Some PS Plus users can now play one of 2023's biggest games for free. Let's take a look at that. The finals players divided over controversial advantage some players have. Wait, what? Nintendo fans urge everyone to play new Perfect DS release. What? Meh. Wait, what? Rocket Racing League. Yo, I actually tried this. My kids wanted to do some gaming the other night, so I did some gaming with my kids. I was doing some gaming with my kids, and we did some of the like Fortnite festival stuff. We did some of the Rocket Racing stuff. But they're doing a death race. What is this? Let's take a quick peek. I still want to try the Lego stuff out. I really do. And I think I'll probably try that sometime fairly soon with the community. Epic Games new Epic Game Store. Wait, what? They're just going to be talking about this Snake Bird Complete. I'll pull it up in a moment. We'll talk about it. Highly anticipated PS5 exclusive confirmed for 2024 release. What are they talking about here? Baby steps is a huge one for me, dude. I'm so ready for that. Stellar Blade, this is what we talked about yesterday. Talked about it yesterday. Stellar Blade, yeah. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Let's go look at our other search. And I'll pull some sports stuff out of here too. Ooh, boy, my team won last night. Love it. Felt good. Dude, we almost gave the game away though. It was pretty gross. Gave up 2 goals in the last period. Went into overtime. But then we scored with like 7 seconds left. It was disgustingly good, dude. I was super hyped. Yeah, let's go. What else we got? Look, we all know, I'm not going to dive into this. Microsoft will finally make its mark in mobile. We all know one of Microsoft's big, high priority reasons for wanting to acquire Activision Blizzard is because they want to start an app store. Which game did I even stream on 8 December? What brought that up? It says here follows since 8 December. I would have to check and see. Dude, it's probably either Alan Wake or BG3, dude. Yeah, Soup. Bro, I thought you were here. I thought you were here before that, dog. Yeah, I thought you were here before December, bro. Oh, yeah, I was getting ready to say, yeah, this was last year, 7 December of last year. 7 December of last year. Bro, I was playing Breath of the Wild, probably. I was getting ready to say, I was like, dude, you just, there's no way you just started following. Yeah, Breath of the Wild, right? Yeah. Way too smart. Way too smart. Yep. So, I mean, look, we all know that Google and Apple have App Store stuff on lock, man. And Microsoft is a huge tech company, and they've got a lot of capital. They've got a huge name to build off of, but I don't think it's going to be super easy for them to just step into this App Store market and, like, get a foothold in here. So it's just going to take time to see how this works, man. That's what, dude, I was tripping. I was like, wait, 8 December? Just start following 8 December. I was like, bro, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, man, you've been around here for way longer than that. Today, yeah, Bobby Kotick got ousted yesterday from Activision Blizzard by Microsoft. Thank God. It has finally happened. Bobby Kotick is gone. Thank God. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for Halo Soup, but mobile is not a guaranteed success either. We've seen so many games that are very, very good and very, especially like on the FPS front, right? Let's just stick, well, obviously, Genshin, dude, is actually going to be an iconic game forever in gaming history for how well developed it is across multi-platform and mobile. You know, cross-platform, cross-play, like all that stuff. Genshin is phenomenal. It really is. It's iconic. It's going to be forever known as one of the leaders game-wise in pushing forward that kind of notion, you know, in the gaming industry for sure. Yeah, I played a little bit of it on release, man. My son loves it. My son plays Genshin. He's not like hardcore in it, but you know, he's been playing it ever since I like when it first released. I started an account. I played a little bit just to get a feel for it and everything, you know, and it was solid. And my son stuck with it. He likes it. He likes it, and it's given me an opportunity to kind of educate my son on gacha mechanics and stuff, you know. Yeah, so anytime we come across like Genshin Impact stuff, I usually try to like save it and show my son, and because he loves that game. But I digress. You know, the Halo thing being an FPS, we've seen a lot of games that first and foremost are just shooters, right? Let's just stick with shooters. Shooters that are firstly developed for made like traditional gaming platforms, not mobile. And then they try to transition a version of it over into mobile, and it's not all that successful, you know. So, well, I'll talk about that in a moment. I've got an article up about that. So you take games like Apex Legends, you know, Apex Legends, Call of Duty. You know, those are games that are highly successful games in the traditional gaming market of like PC and console. And when they tried to transition them over into a mobile version, they basically ended up having to just shut it down. Battlefield, same thing, you know. So, you know, just because a game has a long-running, successful go at it on like traditional platforms doesn't mean that it'll do well on mobile either. So I don't know that that's the play for Halo either. I think what Halo has to do first and foremost is get better. I don't know, we've seen so much turmoil around like 343 Industries running that, and Microsoft having issues with them. And I mean, Halo's not what it used to be, that's for sure. And maybe mobile is part of what could get them back into the limelight with it. But I think that they have to figure out how to fix the game first. I think just making a mobile version is not going to do it right now. They have to figure out how to fix the game and make it appeal to more players before they try to push like a mobile version or something. Yeah, the whole Marvel's Blade thing. Dude, I talked about that a little bit yesterday. I've got an article. I'll just link this for anybody that's not aware. Where is this, dude? Yeah, I've addressed this. There's my YouTube article right there. Basically, that's what I said. Yeah, Blade. Like, I don't know, man. I think Arcane's done a lot of good stuff in the past, but the most recent thing they did, which the most recent thing they did is Redfall, and that's what you have to look at, dude. I really think that. There's no way this isn't clickbait, dude. Steam $40 free store credit ready for you to claim in 2024. There's no flipping way, dude. Gaming Bible is so clickbaity. Check it. Start putting away some free store credit right now, assuming you have access to Steam and are willing to roll the dice a little. Free Steam, so it's a promotional thing. Free Steam games on Twitter. This is why I don't access Gaming Bible stuff hardly at all anymore. It's just all clickbait bullcrap, dude. It's gross. So when people see me, I probably just need to start taking Gaming Bible out of my searches altogether. But if you see me passing up articles like this, and it's from Gaming Bible, that's why. It's always clickbait bullcrap. I hate it. Looks like there's a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie coming. Interesting. We've talked about Steam's top. Steam's basically, if you haven't seen this, look. If you go to the store and you go to stats on Steam, and you come down here, you can go to the best of the year 2023, and you can see a lot of different categories. Mine's going to be a little bit. I had to impose some heavier restrictions on my Steam account, so there are going to be some games in here you're not seeing, and that's because we had an accidental anime game show up on our queue one day when we were looking at Steam, and it was just anime booba right up in the so I had to impose heavier restrictions on what would be shown on Steam, and I had to basically contact Twitch and be like, yo, I'm sorry, this was an accident. Sauce. Yeah. I'm a visual learner. Yo, this is, yeah, Pinky too, dude. Yeah, so I don't remember the name of the game. It was just something in my queue, dude. And what's weird is, like, I don't even play games like that, really. So it was just all of a sudden in my queue, dude, this game just like popped up, and it was like just the thumbnail for it, man, was just like, and I was like, oh, god dang it, and I had to get away from it. Well, just to be safe, because the way Twitch's terms of service usually work is, and they've changed a little bit here recently too, so I need to go back and take another dedicated look at the terms of service, but I'm always going to be pretty safe when it comes to trying to protect the channel and the community and stuff. I don't want to get banned, you know? And the way they've traditionally addressed nudity on streams and within, it's like, you know, no personal nudity, right? There's exceptions to how much skin you can show if you're like wearing a bathing suit and stuff like that. But then there's also the content within games and everything, right? So within games, the way they address nudity in terms of service is, it's basically like, as long as you're playing a game and it's part of the like main playthrough or whatever, and you're not just making it happen, like for instance, yeah. Well, and yeah, there's some games that are actually banned to stream. There are some games that are banned to stream, but there are a lot of games that show nudity, right? Like The Witcher 3, right? So I'll give you an instance. So in The Witcher 3, there's like a kind of like a bordello or a house you can go to where you can just, you know, shack up with NPCs as much as you want. You know, part of a quest line runs through that house. And there are many other like sex scenes in that game that are part of the main campaign, which are unavoidable really. And so if you're playing a game and you're in a main campaign and the storyline ends up entailing some nudity or whatever, Twitch is okay with it. But if you continue to go back to optional stuff in the game and show nudity and everything, that's when they're going to bust you for terms of service. And it's also a thing of like, if you're just streaming and you're pulling up like things that, you know, when you're just chatting or whatever, and you're just pulling up stuff that shows nudity on it, you can get busted for terms of service as well. Which is why, because we weren't playing a game, we were just going through my Steam queue and everything, right? And that popped up. I didn't mean for it to, but to be proactive in the situation, to be proactive, to try to be as safe as possible and try and prevent Twitch from, you know, being like, oh, well, you're breaking terms of service on purpose or whatever. I just reached out immediately that day and was like, yo, this was an honest mistake. I just contacted support, was like, you know, I've taken measures to try and prevent this from happening again. It was not intentional. I apologize. And they were like, cool, thanks for letting us know. Just try to make sure it doesn't happen again and stuff. You know, it's just a matter of trying to be proactive and not getting the channel and our community into trouble, right? I love doing what I do, man. I love being here. I love hanging out with you guys. I love playing games with you guys. I don't want to get banned. And so if you know, I can be proactive about some unfortunate circumstances like that happening that were unintentional and try and just, you know, let them know that it was an accident and stuff. Usually, you know, people and companies and stuff are going to be understanding about that kind of thing, you know? So that's why I did it. But the and there's a chance I could have just not reported and they would have never known, they would have never said anything, you know, but just to be protective of the community and the channel and stuff. Yeah. So the you can go in here, go to 2023. You can look a lot at like basically the top sellers, the top new releases, most played games, early access that released this year, Steam Deck controller, via all this stuff, right? And you can see all this on Steam if you need to go take a look at it. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, not a good look by Microsoft. Microsoft and Xbox basically promoting their indie stuff had AI generated art. posted on Twitter to promote their indie community. And you know they're not going to care either. They took it down pretty quick because they got a lot of clap back for it. But they're not going to care. Unfortunately. Tiny Build shut down subsidiary Versus Evil and laid off all its employees. Unfortunate, dude. This will probably work. This will probably work. Let's stick with these articles. Let's go. Oh, dude, what a rough way to start it. Okay. God, dude, I can't tell you how brutal it is to have to read these it's like, you know, probably 4 to 5 days a week at least. And it's been like this the majority of 2023. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's slowing down for 2024 either. Oh, and meaning having to read about and discuss and talk about the massive amount of layoffs in the industry. It's just really brutal to see, and to have to deal with in the news segments all the time. I feel so bad for all the people that are losing their jobs. Tiny Build shut down subsidiary Versus Evil and laid off all of its staff before Christmas. The video game industry continues to be hammered with layoffs as US-based publisher Tiny Build shuts down Versus Evil and lays off all of its employees. Studio's closure was announced just 3 days before Christmas, and just as the studio was supposed to go on break for the holidays. All 13 of Versus Evil's employees have been let go, according to a LinkedIn post by the studio's product strategy director, Francis Fink. Versus Evil later confirmed the news on X, tweeting, "Today is a sad day. After 10 wonderful years, Versus Evil is shutting its doors. We've loved bringing you the best indie games we could find and sharing so many happy memories with you all, our amazing community. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything." Tiny Build acquired Versus Evil in November of 2021 in a $12.5 million deal, with the potential for another $18.8 million more to be paid out in 3 years. With the acquisition, Tiny Build hoped to expand its reach and diversify into more genres. The deal, however, didn't pan out as both parties would have liked. According to Tiny Build's December 2023 trading report, it recently paid Versus Evil's founders, including Francis Fink and head of production Lance James, $3.5 million as settlement for failing to meet the material obligations of the deal, including material support and capital contributions. Tiny Build also noted Versus Evil's continued underperformance and the delay of 3 of its 4 titles planned for release in 2023, including post-apocalyptic RPG Broken Roads, which has been delayed to this coming year. Assuming that it hasn't been canceled with the Versus Evil's closure. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. For those of you who might be thinking that Versus Evil's executives simply decided to take the money and run, James confirmed on X they played no part in the decision. "Let me be clear, this wasn't a Versus Evil decision or choice," he tweeted. The said trading report also revealed layoffs among Tiny Build's own staff. Versus Evil and Tiny Build joined a long list of video game companies. Then whose decision was it, dude? Wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking they were saying Tiny Build, but yeah, okay. Versus Evil and Tiny Build join a long list of video game companies and studios that were hit by layoffs over the past year. List includes EA, Epic, CD Projekt Red, Embracer. The list goes on and 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 on. And numerous other companies. Campfire, Cabal, Volition Games, Free Radical Design were also shut down this year, among many other studios, following Embracer's failed partnership deal that buried the Swedish holding company in debt. Yeah, dude, Amazon, Bungie, Sony's making, we found out Sony's making even flipping, God, Spider-Man's developer. Why can't I think of their name right now? Sony's making them fire people. Like, it's brutal, dude. It's brutal. I'm just fart brained this morning, man. I need a lot more coffee. But it's just gross, dude. There's just so much of it. Amazon also laid off. There you go. Yeah, suit. Amazon also laid off thousands of employees in multiple job cuts this past year. I mean, we're not even talking about like, you know, Microsoft. There's just a ton, dude. Microsoft announced its plans to lay off roughly 10,000 employees in January. Meta will be dismissing 10,000 of its staff in March, on top of the 11,000 that were laid off in November. So, I mean, we're not just seeing layoffs in gaming, it's tech as well. You know, which gaming and tech go hand in hand. But, you know, in the tech industry, outside of, like, take tech as a whole outside of gaming, there have been tens of thousands of layoffs. And then in the gaming industry, I think we're well above the 10,000, you know, people threshold of people losing jobs this year. It's brutal, man. It's brutal. It's really, really, really rough to see and talk about every single day. It's terrible, man. Again, heart and thoughts go out to all those people that are struggling right now with trying to deal with job loss. Not just in the gaming industry. Obviously, we're talking about it because this brings it to the forefront of our thought process right now. But, you know, I'm always hoping that people that are struggling with job loss and trying to find stable careers, that, you know, whatever you find, I hope that it's something that is fruitful. It makes you fulfilled, happy to go to work every day, and accomplished in what you're doing, you know. And if it's, you know, finding something after a job loss, I hope that, you know, the grass is actually greener. I know that it's a terribly, you know, stressful and it's really, really rough and degrading mental health for a lot of people because it is such a stressful process to go through. But I really hope that most people, you know, that everybody finds gainful employment and it's something better than what you had before. I really do. Xbox Game Pass reveals how much money subscribers saved this year, and it's a lot. Okay, let's slow our roll real quick. I think the premise here of what they're going to be trying to promote is like let me backtrack. Everybody's situation on what you get out of a subscription service is going to be different based on how much you're spending for said subscriber service, how much gameplay you're getting out of it, that kind of thing, right? So when they're going to be talking about like how much money subscribers saved, part of that depends on each individual person. This is going to be a very general idea of like boosting some numbers to make this look good for Microsoft, I think. So let's read this and we'll try to determine what's going on here. But some new Xbox Game Pass data reveals the total value. And look, I do think that Game Pass, before I even get into this, I do think Game Pass is a very, very good service. I really do. Some new Xbox Game Pass data reveals the total value of games added in 2023, and it's a lot of money. How much money this saves subscribers is dependent on how many of the game subscribers would have bought. Thank you. Okay, exactly like I was saying. And whether or not they would have paid full price for said games. That said, if you bought every game that came to Xbox Game Pass in 2023, you would have spent nearly $9,000, which goes to show you the value of this subscription service. But this is the other thing we talk about a lot with subscription services, right? And everybody that's a true gamer knows this predicament. We all have this issue of backlog, right? So how much time do you have to spend playing games, right? And that's what I talk about all the time with subscription services. Is the amount of money that you're pouring into a subscription service worth it for you right now? On the kinds of content they're giving you, how much you're getting out of that service for the money you're putting in, and how much time you actually have to devote to playing on that service, right? And so for each individual person, it's going to be a little bit different. But that's always something that subjectively each person should be, taking a look at. A lot of people just buy into the subscription service for like a year, because it's cheaper as a whole. But how many of those people just go for like a month here and there where they get busy and they don't play very much, So there are going to be times where they're definitely not getting their money's worth, right? Yeah, exactly, Soup. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of exactly what I'm getting at. Everybody's situation's a bit different, right? And a lot of it comes down to how much time do you have to get your money's worth out of paying for a subscription like this. Inflating the price are several major $70 and $60 releases which were made available via the subscription service right at release or not that long after. These games include the likes of Starfield. Wait, I thought it was Starfeld. Bro, I'm gonna have so many people like coming at me because I'm gonna be calling it Starfeld from now on. They're gonna be people like, you can't do that. It's a great game. Hi-Fi Rush, Redfeld, Starfeld, and Redfeld, dude. Bro, yo, I'm starting to see a bit of a. I mean, do you guys see the similarities between these two titles? I do. Same company. Overall. Who made Starfield? Bethesda. Who's their parent company? ZeniMax. Who owns ZeniMax? Microsoft. Who made Redfall? Arcane. Who owns Arcane? Bethesda. Who published Redfall? Bethesda. Who owns Bethesda? ZeniMax. Who owns ZeniMax? Microsoft. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we've got Starfeld and Redfeld, both coming from relatively the same development, publishing kind of area, right? Not totally, but also kind of, yeah. Hi-Fi Rush, let's go. Forza Motorsport wasn't that good from what I understand. Atomic Heart was pretty decent, and Dead Space was pretty good. Even just buying these 6 games alone would set you back roughly $400, and it's safe to assume most subscribers on Xbox would have purchased at least a few of these games in 2023. Of course, the one downside of these all these savings is you don't actually own these games. You are just renting them. Yeah. Below, you can check out the specific savings for your region. It's over $8,700 in the U.S., 7,600 pounds in the UK, over 11,000 Canadian, over 13,000 Australian, over just under 9,000 euros, and close to 37,000. Is Brazil's real? What's Brazil's currency, dude? Yeah, it's the real, right? Yeah. Xbox Game Pass is available via Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 3 different forms. First form is Xbox Game Pass Core. Yeah. I mean, if you guys don't know, you also get EA Play with Ultimate, all that stuff, but you can take a look at that if you want. I'll link it. So, some PlayStation Plus users can now play one of 2023's biggest games for free. Those subscribed, here's your caveat. Those subscribed to either PS Plus Essential or Extra, the bottom and middle tiers, respectively, do not have access to this offer. So, Mortal Kombat 1. You can get 2 hours of free playtime. Wait, is that right? The last of these games, that's PS Plus premium subscribers can enjoy up to 2 hours of for free, which may not seem very long. That's 33% of the game's campaign. Yeah, MK1, right? Yeah. So you can get a couple of hours, a few hours of free game time for Mortal Kombat 1 if you're a PS Plus premium subscriber. That's a really gross mechanic. How are they, like 3 hours? Come on, man. And you're only going to give it to the premium side? Get wrecked, PlayStation. That's disgusting. If you need to see more out of this here. PlayStation's gross, dude. Jesus Christ. The finals players are divided over controversial advantage some players have. Soup, nice. The finals is one of the most popular free-to-play. We talked about this yesterday, actually. We talked about the finals yesterday and the fact that apparently the cheating in this game is rampant, dude. It's all over the place. It sucks because apparently the game's pretty good. But when you have a live service game like this that is thought to be pretty solid, but there's a lot of cheating, it gets ruined by the cheating, man. Nobody wants to play it because of it. It's gross. Finals is one of the most popular free-to-play and online games right now, but not everyone's playing it is very happy with the current state of the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S game. To this end, PC players in particular are currently divided over a controversial exploit involving controllers that some players are able to take advantage of to get the upper hand on the competition. Put everybody on keyboard and mouse, all right? Just do it. I'm just playing. If you follow, I'm just playing. If you follow the finals discourse on Twitter, you'll know some controller players in the finals are enabling stick drift in the Steam settings to have aim assist enabled regardless of whether or not they have stick drift. Of course, if you are using a mouse and keyboard, you don't get this aim assist, which puts you at a disadvantage compared to those using this exploit on controller. Of course, this doesn't apply to console users, just PC users using a controller. That is pretty gross. Seems like an exploit to me, writes popular streamer Hunter of the issue. I don't blame people for using a feature in the settings, but I do think games should take note of how a setting like this can be used to exploit your aim assist. Absolutely. Yep. Agreed. That's not the way this game was designed to be played as a competitive experience. And therefore, this is an exploit. Controllers shouldn't have aim assist in the first place. They need to add gyro if they want controller to be a viable input that's fair. And even then, in my opinion, the input should be separated in ranked play. Adds a second popular streamer, Infamous. It's almost 2024, guys. Controllers should not be meta in an FPS game. This has always been the controversy, right? This has always been the issue. Mouse and keyboard and mouse have always been the better peripherals to use for shooter games. There is no getting around it. It is the more accurate device setup to use, peripheral setup to use for playing shooter games. Absolutely. You will never be able to be as accurate with joysticks as you will be able to be with using your entire hand to just move your mouse around. It doesn't work the same. It just doesn't work the same. So what did a lot of developers do in order to try and level the playing field, which honestly actually skewed it the other way quite often, which is what we're reading right now? They added in aim assist for controllers, which means that if you get close enough to an enemy and you pull the trigger, your reticle automatically aims in and locks on to the enemy. Aim assist, for everybody that is a traditional mouse and keyboard player, aim assist is a pretty gross mechanic. I'll agree. With gyro, it's on the same level. Yeah. I haven't really done a lot of the gyro stuff, but I need to look into that more. But traditionally, this is the way it has gone through the history of competitive shooter games and trying to address the whole mouse and keyboard versus controller stuff, right? Really, guy in TF2 tested it and said controller feels better than mouse. Some of that's going to be preference, though, right? I mean, I can see that to an extent. I think some of it's going to come down to preference, though, right? If you're used to playing with a controller, at least to some degree, especially because some people, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would try it. I would try it out and see how it feels. You know, I would try it out. I think that, you know, obviously peripherals are coming a long way. And I think that the gyro, you know, option is, I think, a pretty fair solution. He had 8K hours in TF2 before he did the test. Nice, dude. Yeah, I think the gyro edition is well, that's what I was saying though. I mean, was it his all 8K hours? You know, all keyboard and mouse. Is that what you're saying? That's kind of what I was asking. Was the entire time he played TF2 before? Was it all? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking. Yeah, word. Well, there you go, man. I mean, at least there's a little bit of some data right there. I think, you know, it's always going to feel weird to me to play a shooter with like a controller, you know, but a gyro would make it, you know, a much more manageable situation for sure. I think, as we all know, game to game it differs in how comfortable you are using different kinds of peripherals. And I need to probably mess around with the gyro. Peripherals are coming a long ways. The gyro, I think, is actually probably a pretty good option for leveling the playing field or balancing the playing field, as it were, for both controller and but the aim assist stuff has always been a debate. It's always been gross because if you talk to any traditional keyboard and mouse user, it feels unfair, especially because every game that is developed incorporates aim assist differently, and sometimes it's gross. I mean, I've seen some disgusting stuff with aim assist, you know. And I'm talking about inherently default aim assist from the game itself, not hacks or anything. I've seen some gross stuff, dude. And so it's always to us as like primarily keyboard and mouse users, we're going, well, you know, we're like using skill, and you guys are using basically cheats. You know what I mean? You just have to get close to somebody and pull the trigger, and it just auto locks. And for all of us that are actually like having to be, you know, pinpoint accurate with mouse and keyboard, it feels bad that you're playing people with a controller where it just, you know, zooms in on people, you know. Some controller players in the finals are getting backlashes. They are enabling stick drift. Yeah, this is what we were just talking about. Of course, when it comes to first-person shooters, mouse and keyboard is usually going to be the better input compared to controllers. Depending on the level of aim assist, controllers can be competitive, sometimes even better. Exactly. That said, when it comes to the finals, it's a tough claim to say controller is the better of the two inputs, even with this exploit. As always, though, feel free to get involved and weigh in on the debate with a comment. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I mean, I've understood. That's why I think that it depends on how well it's been incorporated from a development standpoint from what, you know, whoever made the game and whatever game you're playing and addressing, you know, because like they just, and like I said before we even got down here, and like they said, depending on the level of aim assist, they can be competitive and sometimes better. It varies from game to game, right? It's been I've seen it incorporated in a very competitive, pretty balanced way, and I've seen it be really gross too, where it's obviously, you know, giving controller players an advantage. So I don't know, man. It's been an area of contention in the gaming industry for a long time, and I think that it's only going to continue to be a more prominent thing we have to discuss as we continue to move forward with how much multi-platform is going on, cross-platform play is going on. That's only going to be getting more and more fleshed out as we move forward in the industry. So it's inevitable that and I always want people to play games with whatever they're comfortable with. I want people to have fun. But it's not fun when you know that people are getting an advantage over you because of something like aim assist. That sucks, dude. I hate that. And maybe the gyro is the big fix all here for this. I don't know. I need to look into that a little bit more. Thanks, Pinky. I appreciate it, buddy. Nintendo fans urge everyone to play new Perfect DS release. There aren't many DS games championed in discussions about the greatest games of all time. That's because the handheld doesn't have many games that fit the criteria, but this doesn't mean it doesn't have a compelling library full of compelling games. Has a great and extensive library of many fan favorite and cult hit games. One example of this is 2010's Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which was recently released as an HD remaster via not just the Nintendo Switch, but PC, PS4, and Xbox One as well. If you haven't checked out the remaster, you should, or at least according to the Reddit users over on the Switch Reddit page, you should. Game is currently discounted by 33% on various digital storefronts, knocking the game down to $20 from its usual price of $30. All right, brother. Yeah. Take a look, dude. This is no time to be lolling around. You're the only one who can save them. We've seen this before. This is supposed to be a good game. I think Tinwin was the one that was telling me about this. Shot that dog? That was rude. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Alright. Metacritic scores when it came out over a decade ago were as high as 90. Won't be for everyone, but if you decide to go check out the game, you will need to set aside roughly 12 hours to complete it. I'll link this for you. Take a look. There you go. Rocket Racing leak reveals death race mode details. I tried this out with my kids. It's decent. It's decent. Longtime Fortnite data miner at Beast FN Creative, has leaked new details on Twitter about an upcoming Death Race mode in Rocket Racing. They claim that Death Race will feature a new objective where players will make the track harder to complete by placing a variety of deadly objects. Tweet mentions spikes in particular, but the mode could involve anything that allows players to be kicked into walls. Yeah, that is one thing I will say, like, from my experience playing the game, it felt a bit bland. It could use a little bit of some stuff like this, I think. No further details this time, but we'll keep track. They shared actual footage of the in-progress wedge map on Twitter. This might be DMCA'd stuff, though. I'm not going to put it. You guys can take a look if you want. It will roll out early this coming year. Includes speedrun leaderboards, further customization options, and creator-made tracks. The addition of creator-made tracks would certainly complement a death race mode where players can add their own obstacles, yeah. Fans seem a little divided on the death race mode, veers away from traditional kart game modes. Yeah, but if you know anything about Rocket League too, Rocket League's always done like some crazy modes where they incorporate some really wild objects to use to play the game and stuff. There's some crazy modes, so it's not out of the norm for a company like Psyonix either. And I think why not incorporate it? they're going to still have the other mode of just racing. So why not give people the option of, this is the thing that I talk about this a lot. Give people options, dude. Give people options. Fans seem divided. Fine, dude. If you don't want to play the death race mode, don't play it. Just play the traditional racing mode. Fine. It's okay. You can just play, you know, your bland racing stuff without, you know, having to worry about running into obstacles, all right? It'll be okay, dude. Don't worry about it. It'll still have just the old boring racing stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm just trolling people. I like just regular racing stuff too, man. I'm just trolling around a little bit. People just need to be more open about games having more options and stuff. I think that's the best way to address it. 8 underappreciated games of 2023 that we think deserve way more players. Let's see what they've got here. Xenotilt. What's Xeno? Oh yeah, dude. This pinball. Oh, dude, I love pinball. Xenotilt. Let's go. Mars First Logistics. I don't know that I know that game. Indie game made specifically for me, came to early access in June. Nearly missed it. Mars First Logistics is a simple, gorgeous little driving game about designing vehicles for extremely specific delivery jobs. Huh. It's on Steam. Jagged Alliance 3. Dude, what? Is this the one I was thinking of? Hold on. Didn't this game do terrible on release? No. I'm thinking of a different one. Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like it's doing pretty good. Solid. Just make sure I wasn't going to be misinforming there. Looks like it's pretty solid, actually. Every 80s action movie but XCOM. Astoundingly good turn-based strategy game released 3 weeks before the best turn-based RPG of our lifetimes so far. I imagine this feels like dropping your comeback album right before some new Beyonce. Give me a Tame Impala, you know, take that out of there. Give me some Tame Impala. Super Mega Baseball 4. Lamplighters League. I heard this was supposed to be pretty good too. Deceive Inc. Yep, we've seen that one. $20 competitive Hitman FPS. Punches way above its weight. Nice. Aliens Dark Descent was supposed to be very good as well. This game looks sick. The perfect Aliens game. And Pinky. Talos Principle 2. Crow Team grows up. Take a look. Overlooked games of 2024. I'll probably keep this up, man. And just, you know, we'll take a look at these as potential playthroughs maybe for us coming up this coming year. GTA 6 Physical Edition should continue this tradition by Rockstar Games. All right, man. Here you go. Soup. Here you go. Here's your GTA 6 article, okay? All right, buddy. I think that I'm going to preface this article with GTA 6 doesn't release until 2025. And we are continuing to see more and more and more in the industry a move towards digital only. So, by 2025 and the release of GTA 6, how much more will we have progressed on that front? PC has been digital only forever now, it feels like. But console has been much more hesitant to adopt this, right? To get away from physical games. And there are reasons why it's been more reluctant. Whether you want to talk about being a collector, the nostalgia of it, the fact that there are still people in the world that don't have internet connections that need physical copies of games, or even the fact that it's easier to address the buying and selling and trading of physical copies than it is digital, which is coming around because there's been some laws passed in certain parts of the world regarding how you should be able to manage your digital libraries the same way that you manage your physical copies of games. So, I think that's just something that people need to take into consideration here in regards to what we might read, especially considering that we're at least a year away from GTA 6. Probably a good amount more than that. 2025 is what they've stated. If it doesn't delay, that's a 365-day window. I doubt it'll be at the beginning of the year. It'll probably be later. That's my guess. Could be. But we don't really know, right? GTA 6 is going to have the biggest map possible in the history of Rockstar Games' open world series. Various reports have already claimed that the scale of a futuristic Vice City will be massive in terms of scale. With that being, a lot of hardcore GTA fans will be eager to receive a special perk from the devs, as part of a long-running tradition when the game eventually comes out. From Red Dead Redemption to GTA, every title from Rockstar has offered this bonus gift to the players, especially those who had purchased a physical copy of a GTA installment or RDR entry. Although most of the things are going digital these days, like I was saying, it will be amazing to have this bonus perk alongside GTA 6's awaited physical edition. Since the trailer of GTA 6 was released earlier this month, how about a real physical GTA 6 map? That's what they're talking about. So even with digital games, there's still collector's editions you buy. Funny enough, most of them come with like a steelbook, but there's no disc in it. It's so stupid. But there are some really cool collector's editions that come out. They're too expensive in my opinion, almost always. But there are still some cool collector's editions that come out, even with the digital, you know, world that we're you know, embarking on in the video gaming industry. So since the trailer GTA 6 was revealed earlier this month, everyone is busy extracting all minor details from the footage, not to mention how much the upcoming map has become a center of attraction for eagle-eyed players. Out of curiosity, a YouTuber recently revealed his own version of how the actual open world Vice City map would look like in the game after launch. I'll let you look at this. This is just somebody else's content they made and everything. It'll get probably copyrighted for being somebody else's content if I show it right now. So I'll let you look at it. I'll link it. So they ran the Dark Space channel, dropped a video which he unveiled the 3D model of GTA 6 map based on the trailer. Tried to show how different aspects such as real-life buildings and locations may appear in the game. For example, some of the actual hotels, theme parks, and trade centers might be visible during exploration. They also touched upon a unique tradition that Rockstar Games has been following for years now. He said that although physical media is dying nowadays, it will be great to see the studio giving a physical unfolding map to help players understand Vice City better. Something every GTA has had, even RDR 2 had, come out with a physical map in 2018 with a physical edition. Surely be a nice idea to have a city guide in the form of something players can take a look at very closely whenever they want to. Plus, the physical map will also make nostalgic fans happy who have admired the pattern of Rockstar Games. Excuse me. Given the fact that GTA 6 will have the biggest map yet from the studio, it will be a shame if it ends up having no unfolding map with physical edition. Okay. If you want to take a look at that video, I'll link this for you. But there you go, Soup. Early access win. 2026. 2026 early access. 2027 release. Soup's about to explode, dude. A new Banjo-Kazooie game is coming, Insider claims. After years of wishing and hoping the new Banjo-Kazooie game could finally be on the way, according to known insider Nate Drake on the Reset Era forums, Banjo-Kazooie game is in development at Microsoft. He didn't give much in terms of details of the project aside from it not being officially greenlit till last year. Still an active project, but it didn't get greenlit until last year, Nate Drake said. Still a lot to do, and development can change a lot. Abandoned ideas, internal internal reboots, etc. Insider Gaming has yet to independently verify Nate Drake's claims of the new Banjo-Kazooie game. However, the Insider has been accurate in the past with their information, including recently regarding the new Arcane Lion game being announced at the Game Awards Blade, as well as a new F-Zero game, F-Zero 99. Yeah, to add fuel to the Banjo-Kazooie fire, Xbox boss Phil Spencer recently singled out the franchise and its fans in an interview with Windows Central. Quote, "You've seen from our history that we haven't touched every franchise that people would love us to touch. Banjo fans, I hear you," he said at the time. "But it is true, when we find the right team and the right opportunity, I love going back to revisit stories and characters that we've seen previously." This sentiment right here, Microsoft is taking, you have to know, Microsoft is taking a heavy look at all of the portfolio they just acquired from Activision Blizzard. There are a lot of old games from Activision Blizzard that have not been touched in a significant amount of time that have love behind them. And they've got to be seriously considering which ones are worth diving into bringing back into modern gaming right now. Banjo-Kazooie hasn't seen a true main console entry since 2000's Banjo-Tooie. There were a couple of handheld games in the early mid-2000s, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge, and Banjo Pilot for the Game Boy Advance. There was also Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts in 2008, but that game was such a deviation from the first two games that it's regarded more of a spin-off than anything else. Yep. We'll see what happens. Very early for that right now, but we'll see. I wanted to touch on... we're almost done here. We're almost done, okay? But I'm going to touch on a few things real quick. If you have anything else to add to the video gaming news segment, let me know in chat. I'll address it before we move on and start playing BG3 Day 32 for the rest of the day with our buddy Manama Spinky, okay? First and foremost, you have an hour and 56 minutes to get Snake Bird Complete for free on Epic before the new mystery game becomes available for the next 24 hours, okay? So don't forget, go grab your free game of Snake Bird Complete and get ready to grab the next mystery game, which will be available in roughly 2 hours, okay? And go take a look at Epic. There you can get a 33% off coupon right now. They've got a lot of games on sale, as most platforms do. Steam's got the same thing. A lot of games on sale with the winter sale. All right. There's just a ton of sales going on across all platforms. Console, PC, you name it. We've touched on a lot of them already. One of the things I haven't done is brought up Fanatical. Fanatical has a winter sale going on right now, okay? So if you see this, there's they've got some other collections. Prestige collection you can look at, which looks like Ghostwire Tokyo. What is that? Control, is that what is this one? Winter special. Looks like some RE in there. Plague Tale. I can't remember the name of this one. It's not Control, is it? Bandai Namco bundle. You get a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff in there for sure. Looks like Little Nightmares. They've got some cool bundles going on. But just the winter sale itself. Take a look. You can see games like Elden Ring, Hogwarts Legacy, Age of Wonders 4, Last of Us Part 1, RE4, Lies of P. Lies of P isn't on sale, excuse me. God of War, 2018's God of War is $22. What a banger of a game, dude. Lots of games on sale. So top sellers, this is just their top sellers. You can view all. Let's go back to their... Did they have a... They've got Build Your Own Retro Bundle, Winter Bundle, Dead Island 2, Sega deals, Capcom deals. There's the Prestige Collection. Control. It is Control Ultimate Edition that I saw there, yeah. PlayStation PC Winter Sale. Bunch of PlayStation games for PC that you can grab. Vertigo Games Bundle. Bethesda deals. Yeah, you could probably get Redfell and Starfeld. They should make a Feld bundle. Bro, I'm gonna have so many people pissed off. Fires of Rubicon. So there's just a lot of stuff. So if you're not familiar with Fanatical, Fanatical is a legitimate site for PC games. Definitely worth taking a look during these sell times right now, okay? And Green Man Gaming as well, okay? Green Man Gaming, a lot of deals very similar to what you'll see on Fanatical, but sometimes there's some differences. A lot of times with these sites also, let me see if they have it up right now. 18% off, right? 18% off of a regular retail priced game through December 18th. Do they do these like every month? So if there's a new game coming out on PC platform, usually I think they do both Epic and Steam keys for Green Man Gaming. But if there's a game coming out and it's a regular retail priced game and you want a bit of a discount, most often Green Man Gaming will have it, and you can get 18% off of it. So don't forget that. They've always got these coupon codes. It's usually 17 to 18% off. But you can see all of their games they have on sale right now. Ooh, Dragon's Dogma 2. Oh, there's that 18% off. You can already pre-order that. Oh. Homeworld 3. Dave the Diver. What a banger, dude. I highly recommend. Helldivers 2. Looks like it's going to be fun. Hopefully. There's their winter sale. We'll take a look at a little bit more here. Featured deals. Again, Elden Ring, Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, Hogwarts Legacy, RE4, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, RDR2. Tons of stuff. God of War, 2018's God of War, Mortal Kombat 1, Midnight Suns. Just a ton of content, man. So if you're in the market for some sales, take a look. All right. Both legit sites. Try to get people some deals where I can. Yo, thanks Soup for this. I'm gonna probably so I'll just end on talking about this. I've already got a bunch of articles up. We're going to be looking at numerous articles. 24 most anticipated games of 2024. I'm really worried about Hellblade 2. Let me say this. Some of what I'm seeing in the gaming industry is a bit concerning for me. When you see a game like Final Fantasy 16 being like what, roughly 20 hours of gameplay and then 17 hours of cinematic or something, you know, and then I've gotten a little bit of the same vibe. I'll be completely honest with you, from Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is a cool game. It's got some really cool elements to it. It's got some stuff I'm not real fond of too, though. It feels like you're constantly doing engaged, unengaged, engaged, unengaged, engaged, unengaged. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a big fan of that. And a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing from Hellblade 2 makes me feel like it's going to be a lot of that same kind of experience. Mostly visual. And you're going to get like half of the experience as maybe gameplay. I'm worried about it. And I'm worried about what it means for actual gameplay, games, video games in the industry. For the way that I like to experience my content, it's concerning for me. I've got to say that, man. But we do have some nice articles. The 8 underappreciated games, video games releasing of the upcoming year, 2024. 24 most anticipated games. We've got a couple of other bookmarks that we're going to be taking a look at, because we will have a full stream tomorrow. Weekends can tend to be maybe a little bit shorter than the weekdays. It just depends, because you know, sometimes I'll bounce a little bit early. I'll maybe do like 6 or 7 hours instead of 8 or 9 hours to spend a little bit more time with family, because everybody's hanging out at the house and stuff. You know, it just depends on what I'm playing, what I'm doing, how engaged I am, and if you know, I feel like I'm at a good spot to go ahead and break out a little bit early to just go spend time with the family, because I like to do that on the weekends. But just know that we're going to be streaming a normal stream today, a normal stream tomorrow, and then the 1st, which is Monday, right? we're going to be down. So the stream will not be live on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we will be getting started with making our schedule for the 2024 year. Okay. Much like most people that are familiar with the channel and community know, we have the schedule command. That's the Google Doc that we made for our 2023 tentative schedule. I continue to update it as it changes as we move forward and things like that. It needs a little bit of updating to finalize the 2023 schedule. But what we'll do is basically take the format of what we have for 2023. We'll kind of blank it out, and then we'll just roll it over into being our new 2024 schedule. And it'll be good. We're going to have fun. So when I get back on the 2nd, which is Tuesday, we will start making our schedule. And we'll probably just be running a 2 to 3 days of normal streams with focusing on getting our schedule built, depending on what's going on content-wise. But it's important, I think, that we get the schedule done pretty early here. And a lot of what we're going to be doing is actually looking at the backlog of games we have that we still want to play, especially games we missed last year that didn't fit into our schedule. Any other backlog games we have that we might just need to fit niche spots of empty time in the schedule, as well as we take a very pretty deep look at games that are supposed to be coming to us this coming year. So anything that has a definitive release date, like Dragon's Dogma 2, dude, that's going to be played on release, right? So that'll fit into the schedule automatically. Anything that has like a to be determined date or to be announced date for 2024 that we're really interested in, we'll go into a sidebar list, things like that. And then we'll make a list of like other games that maybe don't fit into our schedule, but we're really interested in playing that are already out, things like that. So it takes us a little bit of time, but it's fun. We get to hang out. We get to watch a lot of trailers. We get to talk about all the games that are coming out. It's really interesting to go ahead and just get really, really well prepared for what we're going to be doing and seeing for the coming year, right? So that's what we'll be starting whenever I get back after my day off of the 1st. So on the 2nd, we'll start doing that, and we'll start looking at all these articles, okay? You guys are amazing. Thanks for being part of the news segment this morning. We're going to go play BG3, Baldur's Gate 3, day 32 with My Name is Pinky now. But before we head over there, if anybody's been able to hang out this morning, you're not familiar with what we do, this is how we start off all of our streams. 6 days a week. We're live usually every day but Wednesday. I know we've got a day off coming up for the holiday. That'll happen occasionally, but normally we're live 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday. Start off at roughly 6 a.m. CST, CDT. Kick it off with video gaming news, like we're just kind of wrapping up right now. Try to stay current on what's going on in the industry. Talk about a lot of these hot topics, I guess, that we come across. Try to promote a healthier industry all the way around for us as gaming enthusiasts and consumers, and just try to stay current on what's happening, as a whole for the video gaming industry. But after we finish that up, as we're about to do right now, we'll move over and we'll start playing games for the rest of the day. So if you've enjoyed this, whether you're watching it live now or maybe as a VOD later, just know that I do my best to make sure that the majority of the previous content we've done, whether it be video gaming news segments, pertinent articles that come out of video gaming news segments, the playthroughs we've done of games we've played, funny clips, highlights, that kind of stuff, all that stuff is here on the Twitch channel as highlights and on the YouTube channel as VODs and playlists and everything. So go check some of that stuff out. If you're enjoying it, come be a part of what we do when we're live. We're always looking for more people to become part of our community here. We've got an amazing community of people already that we're always looking to grow with more solid, good people. You know what I mean? We try to present a community that is wholesome. We're about lifting one another up, taking care of one another, trying to be void of toxicity, be civil about stuff, and just have a good time enjoying the world of video games. So if you can dig that, dude, come be a part of what we do. Other than that, man, happy December 30th. We'll be back tomorrow morning for more video gaming news. Sunday, December 31st, we're going to go play some BG3. Stream's not going down. I'm going to run us an outro real quick to kind of sum up the video gaming news segment. But we're not going anywhere. As soon as the outro's over, then we'll be getting ready for gameplay with BG3. And my name is Pinky. But until tomorrow with more video gaming news, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and big love, yo. Spread it around. Be right back.